This past few days, I've gotten series of messages of people asking me of the likely chances of them gaining admission into the university or the nursing school with respect to their Jamb score. So today I'm going to be giving my suggestion. At the same time, I'm going to be sharing a personal experience with you. So stay tuned.
Are y'all ready for this?
I gained admission into the university to study nursing with a Jamb score of 219. Yes, it was that low. And as a then, I was scared, I was skeptical, I was afraid because I didn't know. I was just like, I needed someone to answer my questions. I wanted to know, oh, am I going to enter? Should I just change my course or should I just change my university as at that time? But then I took some steps which I think are crucial for you to know. Now, before going into the steps that I took, I think the number one thing that you should have in mind is that so far you got a Jamb score of 200 and above, you are likely to gain admission into any course aside medicine. Because the reason why I said aside medicine is because after calculating the cumulative, medicine is like one of the highest courses in terms of cut-off mark. So by the time they calculate your WAEC and they calculate everything, it might not reach the cut-off mark. But for nursing, I think you're still on the safe side. The first step is you getting a Jamb score of 200 and above. If you get that, then you stand a chance of getting admission into nursing. So I don't want you to feel discouraged. I don't want you to feel overwhelmed. I just want you to know that there is still a chance for you. Now, you gaining admission depends on you and you alone. It depends on what you want to do. It depends on what you do from now after seeing your Jamb score. Are you just going to say, oh, my Jamb score is low, let me change to another course? Or are you going to say, let me change to another university? So now the step going forward depends on you. Some months ago, I did a video on the how to calculate cut-off mark for nursing in university. I did a video on nursing admission to the university and all. I want you all to watch that video. I'm going to drop the link in my bio, so try to watch the video. It's going to give you an overview. Just today, I just want to talk to those that their Jamb score are not high enough, or people that are scared about the possibility and likely chances of them gaining admission into the university. So after getting your Jamb score, after Jamb has sent your score to you, I think the next step for you to do is to find out about the school. Now, this next step I'm talking about, normally you should have done it even before you start your Jamb. But let's say that you haven't. So the next step for you now is to find out more about the school. So there are some schools at the moment that are not writing post-UTME, universities, and there are some schools at the moment that are writing post-UTME. So you want to find that out. So if the school you're applying to is writing post-UTME, that's a very good one. And if it's not writing, if they are not writing post-UTME, then we'll still talk about that. So if that school is writing post-UTME, all you want to do is you want to know, okay, you still stand a chance that you are going to gain admission if you do well in this post-UTME exam. So I was trying to talk about my own personal experiences earlier. So I got a Jamb score of 219. And I knew that was low because I knew that there were a lot of candidates that were applying for the same thing I was applying for. So what I did was that we were writing post-UTME Unilag at that time. So I put all my effort, my energy into the exam, and then I did well. I got 32, which was quite very, very high for a score. And by the time they added my post-UTME score with my Jamb score, the cumulative score was very high, which made me gain admission that year, and I met up with the cut-off mark. So the first thing you want to find out is you want to find out if the school is writing post-UTME. This gives you an opportunity, another opportunity to do better. So if you find out that they are doing post-UTME, you want to study very hard for the exam. I mean, very, very hard for the exam. And you want to make sure that you have all the past questions. You can go to the school library, as then the school library had the past question of the school for post-UTME. So I went to the Unilag library. I got Unilag. There was a bookshop not far from the library, which I got the post-UTME past question from. I also spoke to colleagues that were also preparing for the exam. At the same time, I left my parents' house, came to school. I came to stay within the school vicinity so that I could keep my ears on ground. I could be current on latest information around. So this helped me to know, oh, is there any past question anywhere? Is there any question? So I made sure that I laid my hands on every questions I came across, which made me do well in my exam. Also, for those that feel like they can't study on their own, you can also take tutorials for your post-UTME exam. I know of some campuses that's their tutorials for those that are writing post-UTME, so you can also partake in that. But it is much more better for you to personally study, because I knew a lot of us that were praying for post-UTME exam then, and not everybody passed the exam. So it depends on your own personal motivation, your own personal dedication, and also you pray. I think you should also do your personal assignments. Personal assignments, I mean, you finding out important information. So one of the information I think you should have gotten is the cutoff mark. So a lot of universities release their cutoff marks online, and you can also get it from school, so, or from colleagues. So you can see the cutoff mark for a particular year, another year, another year. So look at that course of discipline, which is nursing. Check maybe from a period of 5 year span, and check how the cutoff mark has been increasing or decreasing. Check for your own catchment area. When I say catchment area, I mean your state of origin. For instance, assuming I'm from Anambra State, so I check nursing cutoff for Unilag in Anambra State. So I go through that, and then I want to know, okay, how has it been increasing, how has it been decreasing? You check for your own catchment area. Is it lesser or is it higher? So after finding that out, you want to use that as a basics for your work. So for instance, if you had 219 in Jamb, and maybe you need extra 30 to be able to meet the cutoff mark. So you want to work along that. If you need extra 35, for someone that needs 30, the work is different from someone that needs a score of 35. So you need to know what you are targeting for. Right? You need to know what you're targeting for. So the cutoff mark is going to give you an idea of what to expect, an idea of how hard you need to prepare for. Now, if maybe you check and maybe you see, oh, I just need 20, no, you shouldn't relent, because the cutoff mark can also skyrocket right here, because the way cutoff marks are being calculated is the school looks at, maybe the school wants to take 100 students and 500 students applied. So they want to look for a score that will cut off those numbers such that 100 students can come in. So you need to prepare extra hard, even if you feel like, oh, I did well in my Jamb. Then the next point is, have you made the right choice of institution? So I remember the first time I went to Jamb Center to go and register for my Jamb. I went alone and I picked Obafemi Awolowo University. And I was like, oh, I want to go to OAU. I want to go and study nursing in OAU. My brother followed me the next time and was like, no, why do you want to go to OAU? He asked me for reasons. Do I know about the school? Is it possible for me to leave Lagos to get information there? If I need something, is it possible to maneuver my way around it? And I'm glad that I actually changed to Unilag, because with Unilag, I had more room to be there, go into the institution, get my information, stay around, keep my ears on ground. When I say that, have you gotten a lot of information about the institution, I mean information like, for instance, Unilag majorly takes students that pick them as first choice. That's why it is called University of First Choice and Nation's Pride. So have you taken them as your first choice? Because those that picked Unilag as second choice, third choice, I'm sorry, but usually they accept students that takes them as first choice. Same as LASU also. And I also heard that LASU gives preference to Lagos State citizens, not even residents, citizens. So are you a Lagos State? Do you have those things that set you above others? So when picking an institution, you want to pick the institution that suits you, an institution that you know that, okay, I have leverage over other people. I also love to talk about the supplementary list and the VC list. So there's something we call the supplementary list. Supplementary list is a list that is released after the merit cutoff list has been released. So is released for students that didn't meet their own cutoff mark for the choice of course they wanted to do, but met the cutoff for other courses, and they are being posted there. So, for instance, I want to study medicine, and then I got a score of 300 in Jamb, which is very high. But at the end, after calculating everything, I didn't meet up to the cutoff mark of medicine. They can put me in nursing cutoff list. So that's what the supplementary list is about. And we also have lists like VC's lists. So maybe people that are in connection with the VC or with a dean, they are being given preferences too for their names to come out in those lists. So if you maybe are in connection with the VC or something like that, can also help you. And nobody's going to help you if you don't do well in your own space. So you need to do well. You need to study before anybody can help you. You need to get the required cutoff mark. So you need to do your own part of the job. I wish you all success. I just want you to know the overall summary is that if you score above 200, you're likely to gain admission into nursing. However, depending on how low your score is, your chances are slimmer. So you need to prepare harder. You need to find out, is the school writing post-UTME? You need to find out your YX score. Could they, when they add your, if the school is not writing post-UTME, when they add your YX score to your Jamb score, would it be something very good? You want to find out the cutoff mark over the years such that you can calculate and know, okay, what are my likely chances of getting this particular course? So, and also another thing you can consider opting for other institutions to study nursing. So I know that in Jamb you are being given opportunity to pick federal, state, and private, and polytechnic. So you can use this when filling your Jamb form. You can use the knowledge of different institutions to fill the form. So for instance, if I pick Unilag as my first choice, I can pick my second choice at Osun State University. I can pick third choice as a private university, such that by even if I didn't get nursing in a particular place, I have the opportunity to go to another state and study nursing, but with a good chance of getting into those institutions. So I wish you all luck. I wish you all success. I know everybody's panicking. I just want you to relax. It's not the end of the world. Don't feel intimidated. All you need to do is to study hard and to pray hard and keep your ears on ground for latest information. Gotcha.